Boats and hoes, boats and hoes. I gotta have me my boats and hoes.
Welcome everyone to Bolts and Hose episode 24.
Say it in Spanish. I bet you can't.
24.
Very well done. Cuatro.
Yes.
Yeah.
But and many of our listeners may be wondering what happened to episode 23.
Some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we recorded that last week, but it has not been edited and published as of yet. But in the spirit of keeping this going every week, we wanted to go ahead and do this one today. And then we'll release that other one at a later time. It'll be
it'll
age like fine wine.
Like a good bourbon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'll come out at some point. We'll surprise you with a midweek episode.
How are you doing today, Bryce?
I'm fantastic, man. I feel good.
Yeah.
Energetic. Ready to go.
Did you have a good week?
It was a good week.
Yeah.
Played a little softball. Got back on the softball diamond this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, had a ball.
Oh, but you pulled a muscle or something,
I
didn't you?
did pull a hammy.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes without saying.
I've seen you walking a little gingerly this week.
Very gingerly on the left. The left hammy got stretched out a little bit.
The hammy.
The hammy.
What part of the body is that?
The back of your leg is
Oh.
the hammy.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
The back?
The
Of
back.
leg.
Your
Okay.
hamstring is right on the back of your
I was
leg.
thinking it was on the front.
What's
That's
your
the front.
quad?
Oh, the quad.
Yeah.
Okay.
See.
I'm not really up to speed on all the
Holy
muscle
cow.
groups.
That's
Yeah.
amazing that you
Yeah.
don't know that.
The hamstring.
The hamstring.
Okay.
It's a very common pull for people who don't use it that much.
Okay.
So when you run, I sprinted like I was a 12-year-old child again, and it immediately went.
Oh, man.
So it's good though.
right.
And then we went to an Astros game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we saw the Oakland A's. I think they lost the game the night before.
They did.
And
We
then
almost witnessed a no-hitter.
had a smoking game. It was
Yeah.
great. It was 6-0 there for a bit until the last inning.
6-2, I think.
Yeah, and then they brought in Presley, and I guess he just was not as hot.
Yep.
Who was pitching before that?
I don't know, man. I wasn't really paying that close attention.
Okay. But it
The
was
bo-
great.
The Tito's and sodas were flowing like the water.
Alvarez hit a few
bomb.
runners in. It
Yeah,
was
he hit a
awesome.
bomb.
It was said it was off the bat. It had the highest velocity of any ball in the history of the Astros
Exit
franchise.
velocity.
Yeah.
Do you know what it was?
Man, was it 171 or something like that? 117?
There you go.
Yeah, 117 miles an hour.
Heavens, 117 and some change.
71, that would have been an impressive feat.
So on that note, I'm drinking the 7th inning seltzer today.
Oh, really?
Going a little light.
Ah.
It was a long week of drinking. So
Is that because you're nursing your hammy?
that and it's been a long couple weeks of drinking, so I'm just trying to lighten it up a little bit.
I can relate.
Yeah. What are you sipping on there?
I have got an IPA. I've been sipping on this all week. It's something comfort.
I don't even remember what it was.
Yeah. Madeline, what's this beer called?
Soft as cashmere.
Soft as cashmere.
A shout out
It's
to Led Zeppelin.
very good. It's a grapefruity IPA. Very nice.
Is it grapefruit?
I think so. They all kind of taste like that to me.
They have a new one here. It's a pineapple. I want to try it, a pineapple IPA. I like pineapple.
Okay. Yeah. Who doesn't like pineapple?
My wife loves pineapple.
Yeah. Good. All right. Let's keep this under control.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir.
Hey, well, let's jump into this. What do we got? We got some parts of the week.
We'll do parts of the week, but one thing that we get from time to time is we got some good pipeline customers, people out there in the plants, contractors that, they just want a gasket and bolts for the flange that they're working on, right? Mm-hmm. So someone's ripping open a valve and they need a 12-inch 150, and they don't really know what the bolts are. They don't care what the bolts are. They expect us to know. So that is a service that we offer.
And then in addition to that is, when they're calling a gasket person and then they're calling a bolt person, they're having to figure out all themselves. It's very often that people call us and they just order a kit or a package.
Yeah, that happens all the time. It's like, hey, I need a 12-inch 150, and I need the bolts and the gaskets. And so, with Patriot Sealing, we pull the gasket. Obviously, Patriot bolt, we pull the bolts, we throw it together and ship out. Maybe they need 5, maybe they need 10, and then we'll just kit it up together for them per flange if they would like.
Very
So
good point.
It makes it nice and easy. So, from blue to black, if washers are needed,
Lubricant.
all the above, so we can help. I mean, I brought a big gasket today for everybody if they want to see what size.
That's a 24-inch 300.
That's exactly right. carbon steel outer ring.
He told me that before we started,
we
so
cheated.
yeah.
I feel like I'm in a picture frame, right? It's like a carnival. 24 inch 150 carbon steel outer ring.
What are the materials of construction, Bryce?
Here, I'll put it down.
Without looking at the text.
I think I don't know if you can hear me or not, but so that was a 24 inch, 300 pound carbon steel outer ring, 304 flexible graphite. It's actually inhibited flexible graphite.
Oh, nice. All of our graphite is
correct.
inhibited, yes.
And then
As a standard.
304 winding, and then a 304 inner ring.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very good.
that's what you wanted to know, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then how do you know it's 316?
You taste it.
By looking at it.
You taste it. No, the outer portion of the guide ring.
Yeah.
Green is 304, yellow is 316.
You got it backwards.
Yellow is 304, green is 316. You got it backwards.
And we were about to get all kinds of texts blown up.
I
on this
mean,
thing.
I dare
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
to text
316 is yellow.
304 is green. No, it's not.
I
don't
said
even
it backwards. See, I'm confusing you.
304 is
316 is green.
No,
304 is yellow.
304 is green. This is
No, it's not. 316 is green. 304 is yellow, Bryce. How many times do we have to tell you this?
You're right. Chris is right once again.
I don't know. I buy him,
316 is green.
I buy him books and he just eats the covers off of them.
316 is
Swear.
green. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
So yeah, 24 studs, 1.5 inch by 9, go with that flange.
Those
so
are
it's
big old bolts.
one gasket, 24 stud bolts,
Mm-hmm.
1.5 inch by 9 with two 2H nuts. So B7 2H.
Yeah. You know, as a future idea on one of these podcasts, we ought to walk through, the torque values and how those are calculated and everything for one of these flange sizes, just
Yeah.
as a hypothetical.
Because I mean, you are a torque dork.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we can do that for sure.
Yeah.
And if you need washers, that'll affect the length. If you need Belvilles, that'll affect the length. So that's all information that we
Yeah,
need to
so
know.
we'll ask all those questions. I mean, we'll assume that you're using washers, and we'll provide the stud length. So if you aren't, the bolts will just be a little bit longer.
Yep.
That's okay.
That's right. But yeah, we get those calls all the time, and we have all the charts and all the knowledge that we can assist. So just another value that Patriot Bolt and Patriot Sealing brings to the table.
Yes,
And it's
sir.
a one-stop shop. I mean, that's one of the things is, like Chris mentioned, I mean, you come to us, we can go to Sealing, pull the gaskets and supply the bolts. You can call Patriot Sealing. They can pull their gaskets, come to us on the bolts. So we do that quite a bit. So you can deal with whoever you want to deal with, issue one purchase order. It's very seamless for us to do business within the Patriot group.
And if you needed a hose to go with that package, we could probably even pull that off.
Yes, we have hose in different area codes, and we can supply them all over the place.
Yes, we do.
So Alex is kicking butt over there. Didn't you
Yeah.
get a big order last night or
He
yesterday?
did. He was here this week making sales calls over in Houston. He got a big order yesterday. He stayed up here till about 8 o'clock last night
Nice.
waiting for a hotshot driver. I think that truck was headed up to North Dakota with a big pallet full of hoses. And he stayed up here till about 8 o'clock or so and then left and drove back to Louisiana. So
Very
he's
good.
back over there today.
That's customer service at its finest.
Yeah, he is a machine.
Yeah.
He's very good. If
So-
you need anything relative to hoses, Alex Hoover is your man.
Bolts, gaskets, and hose.
Bolts and hose and gaskets.
Bolts and hose and gaskets.
Let's talk about some parts, Bryce.
Okay. Small
What do you
or
got?
large first?
You know, I'm always into going big.
Big
right out
first?
of the gate, baby.
I don't know the size. Oh, wait a second. I do have it. All right. So.
That's going to be a 5 pitch, isn't it?
Nope. 5.5. This is
it
a
really?
metric.
Oh, nice.
This is a metric. It's similar to those DIN 2510s that we do, except
Yeah.
it's got this collar in the middle, right?
Yeah.
It looks a lot like that.
Yeah.
But
I would
it's
call it a double end stud, dog point on both ends.
a double-in stud. You can almost call it like a double-in collar stud.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Because it's got that in the middle. Dog point on each end. Metric M56 5.5 by 237 millimeters.
That is
237
not one you
millimeters.
will find on the shelf.
That's
believe
pretty
me.
odd. 237 millimeters, isn't
Yeah.
it? So what's that? Almost 10 inches.
Yeah.
right?
It's probably some German piece of equipment that's sitting out there, in a Dow plant or BASF, one of those
You see it everywhere.
things. Yeah.
And so that's L43 as a material, so 4340 heat treated. Typically used in cryogenic, usually low temp.
Sure.
Yeah. Right.
Sharpie impact tested. Yeah.
Yep. So these parts actually just went out. This was a sample left over.
Beautiful part. We're
Yeah.
going to coat that and bring it to Vegas with us.
Yeah, it'll be a sample that we show off at the trade shows.
Yeah.
So Vegas is coming up.
Yeah. Vegas in a few weeks.
It's 3 weeks.
I'm
We're
packing
ready.
up to go to Adipec first, and then I'll leave you alone. I'll almost fly directly from Dubai over to Vegas.
to Vegas, and then
Yeah.
after Vegas, we got the heat exchanger show.
That's true.
We got a cook-off there. We're gonna do some. We probably shouldn't announce
Don't
it. It's
tell
gonna be a
anybody what we're
surprise
gonna do,
because we
no.
don't want people copying our
No.
stealing our gourmet. What do you call it? Our gourmet.
It's going to be a
meals?
dish.
A
Would
dish.
it be
That's a good
considered
one.
tapas, like a light, because we're having to feed like several hundred people, right?
a tapas? That's a good one.
So, we're not fixing a plate for everybody. Everybody's going around and sampling at each one of the stations, and they'll just have a sample of ours. So I think you call that a tapas, right?
Tapas.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, little finger food.
Yeah. Sorry about the little adjustment there. We had to readjust, so we had some sound issues. So,
Sound issues happen
Yes.
sometimes.
it happens every time with us. We're plagued with technical issues. I think the fact that we're using our work computers and we've got all of our Best Buy hardware connected to the few USB ports that we've got.
If anyone needs a webcam, a microphone,
I'll-
I guarantee you, Chris will give you a
I'm gonna
banging deal.
I'm gonna post up some stuff on Craigslist and eBay.
You should
a
walk in
little
this
bit
dude's
later.
office. It looks like a mini Best Buy,
or
like a Best Buy clearance
or-
store,
yeah,
open box.
Or
got 14 iPhones.
It's like a rap studio in there. yeah,
exactly.
I got like sound deadening stuff on the walls, like sponges.
He's got more chargers than he knows what to do with. He's got a charger for
Yeah,
everything.
I've got a drawer full of chargers.
His
If
whole
anybody-
table charges
If anybody
everything.
needs a cord, I've got anything from a micro USB up to a USB-C to, it's crazy.
Dude, Best Buy came out and gave him tickets to the Texans game last week. That's how
I
much
do
money.
have like a gold membership. I
It's
don't know
platinum.
what it is. So, yeah,
He's
our
double
Patriot
platinum.
Bolt has been built in Best Buy between copiers and
Yeah,
computers and routers and modems and extenders and
And staplers. The
Yeah.
red, what was it? The red swinger.
the red swing line.
Swing
It's not the
line.
swinger stapler.
Close
Bryce.
enough.
The swing line.
I was right until
Yeah.
a point. All right. We're
Okay.
back to
Yeah, so we did the metric stud, the M56, right? The metric stud, 5.5 pitch, right?
5.5. Yeah.
And now we have the small one. Go ahead, Bryce.
So
That
this
is
is-
that is a 12-point.
Why do you tell me to go ahead and fucking
It's
interrupt me?
because I'm introducing it. I'm setting it up for you.
Got
it's
it.
It's a 12-point nut blank is what I'm going to call it because it doesn't have threads, right?
No threads in it yet, so we're running these parts. So 718 AMS. Oh, we didn't. We were gonna see if you could taste it, but 718 AMS 5663 nickel base alloy, heat treated to high tensile, high yield, very hard material. We're actually machining it in the hardened state. So not fun to machine, but it is a cool part.
Yeah, it's coming out of round bar. I mean,
Yeah.
typically you'd see that in a forged head, let's say, or geometry, and then you could machine it and modify it into what you need. But if it's not available like this, we've got to take round bar and machine all of those geometries in that. So it's pretty intricate.
A lot of mill work.
Yep, a lot of mill work, a lot of drilling and turning, and it's on a couple of different machines. But how many did you say we're making? A small quantity?
It's a handful. I
Okay,
don't remember
handful.
the exact
Yeah,
count.
but that's
I just
typical
grabbed
of
it
what
off
we
the
do.
table.
Just something crazy, something you're not going to find on the shelf. And, there's not a lot of people that jump to say, hey, I can do that. But that's us. That's what we do.
We love that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's our bread and butter.
We look at a drawing like that and you say you need 5 pieces, and we're like, okay, we're all over that.
We will take care of your 5 pieces.
Yes, sir. That's great. And what was the material, Bryce? 718. Yeah.
AMS 5663.
Yeah.
So that means it has a 150 min yield strength,
It is
a
718.
180 min tensile. I think it's like a 35 to 43 HRC.
I think it's about 183 tensile.
183.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. 183.
I would willing to bet you it's harder than that.
You may be right.
You
Maybe
should sit
180,
on it.
185.
Sorry.
You're gonna need something bigger than that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Way bigger.
Okay.
So that's it for parts of the week. Some
Yeah.
cool parts, big and small.
So other exciting news, our podcast has been cross-pollinated, Bryce,
The
this week.
pollination is real.
Yeah. So
With-
we have Bolts and Hose podcast. Bryce and I actually appeared on another. It wasn't a video podcast like this, but it was an audio podcast called Fully Threaded Radio. Go ahead, Bryce.
Fully Threaded Radio with Eric the Dude.
Eric Dudas. So that is a very popular podcast, audio podcast. I think they're up to a couple of hundred
I think
podcasts now.
193 or something, maybe. I think we're 194.
I was thinking it was
maybe.
more than that.
Something like
but-
that. I don't think they're up to 200 yet.
Okay.
But
So really great channel, and I would highly check that out. Just go and look at past episodes and things, but we'll be published, I think, on there today, or
maybe
if not today or
Yeah,
Monday.
Very soon.
Yeah.
Very soon. I think we filmed it or recorded it on Wednesday.
Yeah, Eric is a phenomenal host. He is much more experienced at this than we are.
Yeah, he had his stuff together, boy.
Yeah, he was good. So, we come over here and drag our stuff over to the brewery. And Eric's out sending links to people, and he's telling people on what hardware to hook up to the PC to make it work. And he's been through the ringer a few times, I think.
I'm pretty sure afterwards
Yeah.
there was some making fun of
We have to monkey
us.
around with this like every week, and multiple times a day. We have to come over here and fix this.
Yes. So yeah, Fully Threaded Radio. I think it's fullythreadedradio.com. I think is what it is. But if you Google it, you'll find it.
Yeah. And he's got great channels there. He's done several interviews with a lot of industry leaders and very respectable guests on that show. So it's a great show. So we aspire to be like Eric one day.
Yep. Absolutely. We'll get there in due time.
But check out our show. So we'll feature the Bolts and Hose podcast, and we've even I think we talked about that in a little bit of background.
Yep.
There talked a little bit about Patriot Bolt and our history. So it's a cool thing. We appreciate all of Eric's hospitality.
And we'll have him on. I think when we go out to Vegas, we'll do a live shoot out there.
Yeah.
We'll probably have a quick combo with Eric the Dude
Yeah.
and others too.
Yeah.
Yep. It'll be a good time. So,
Okay.
what else do you want to hit?
I think that's it, brother.
Okay.
All right.
Well, everybody, like always, comment, share. Bring some more questions. We haven't had questions in a while, so we need.
There's been some comments though on the podcast.
Yep.
Yeah.
A few comments.
Yeah.
But we need to bring the mailbag back.
Yeah, I think the mailbag. So ask us some questions. Try to stump us, man.
Yeah,
Send
I
us
dare
some technical questions.
I dare you.
Maybe just ask our opinion on something. It may not be right, but we are open to give an opinion.
Yep. And then we're gonna have a cool guest on next week.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Hopefully
Scheduled.
that works
Hopefully
out.
it works. Yeah. So we should have a veteran of the industry,
A close colleague.
a close colleague and veteran and Fastener will be in the building. Hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
There we go. Well, everybody, have a good weekend.
Have a great weekend, Bryce.
Cheers. Here, here.
Thanks for joining, brother.
Well done.
All right. See you guys next week.
Boats and hoes, I gotta have me my boats and hoes.